Hello everyone, this is Nima and today I'm going to show you how to organize your files using online storage. Basically the topic I have in mind is file management and how to do it efficiently and having the capability to access it every day, every time you have a mobile device with you. So let's get started. So the question you should be asking yourself is, how do I incorporate minimalism into file management? And I have done multiple experiments and I have reorganized my files for hundreds of times and I still have not found the perfect setup. So the only thing that works for me is having a setup with as few directories or folders as possible. I'm going to show you in my computer the sort of files you would definitely want to have on your cloud storage.
Alright, so right now I'm going to set up OneDrive for my Mac. If you look at the bottom left section of the screen, there is a Get the OneDrive app. Do that. Okay, so there is an option for your computer. You should either see Get OneDrive for PC or Macs. If you use Windows 10, I think by default it has OneDrive. You just have to sign in, and please make an account and make sure you turn on two-factor authentication for extra security. So as you can see, this is the installer and you simply have to double click it to install. So what you have to do now is enter your email address, which is your Microsoft email address. Mine is this, and okay, enter it. Alright, as you can see, it creates a OneDrive folder in your Finder. So I'm going to click on Next. Alright, just click on Next and open your OneDrive folder. Okay, so as you can see in here, there is this OneDrive folder. Alright, this is the part 2 of the video. I'm going to show you what important files you need to put on your cloud storage. The first thing I would do is create a folder called Archive. And I will put every archive files I have to this folder because I know where to look for my old files. Now, I create a very important folder called Health. And in this folder, I will put every test result, every condition, every medication, everything regarding my health into this folder, categorized alphabetically. Now, I usually create another folder for work, and I will put spreadsheets and documents regarding my job. And usually, depending on the type of hobby you do, I would definitely recommend creating a folder for your hobby. In my case, it is design, so I'm going to create a folder called design. I usually create a folder called apps and services. And the other type of directories I create are audio for audio recordings, and I have a folder called book abstracts, which I put a document of how I perceive a book, and I usually write some text in it regarding the story of the book. There's this folder called database, which I use almost every day, and in this folder I usually put on some spreadsheets for my finances, bookmarks, and this is a very important folder. It's called devices, and in the devices folder I usually have subfolders like appliances, I hope the spelling is correct, in which there is the user manual of my coffee machine. I have a folder for my consoles, which have the photos of the box and all the information necessary to have for some days. I have a folder for my gaming controllers, and depending on the devices you own, you would probably have a folder for your personal computer. That's wrong. Let's see. Tablet, and phone. There's this other folder I recommend creating. Is called Education. And in this folder, you will put every important documents you have regarding your university or college or school you're attending to. You're going to add files for each one of your courses, and I usually create a folder called Trips. In this folder, I will put every information necessary for planning my next trip, and I usually do this by creating a subfolder called Summer 2018 yes, and in this folder I will put every image, every text, every important information I would like to have for this trip. And lastly, I will make a folder called Wallpapers, and in this wallpaper folder I would create 3 subdirectories because there are 3 devices I interact every day. One is the wallpapers for my Apple Watch, the other is iPhone, and the other is Mac. And the other section I would like to talk about is called Health, and it is really important. I would definitely encourage you to create a directory for your health because it will be your health record, and you would definitely need it someday. Records, and the other one is I have a directory for fitness, which I have images and text documents and spreadsheets of how I exercise on a daily basis. I have hair, which is not related to the health, but whenever I get a new haircut, I put 3 images of my haircut in a folder in here, and whenever I want to return to having that haircut, I simply show this to my hairstylist. The other folders are folders like skin, which whenever you find something wrong with your skin, you put an image here with explanation. The others are therapy, and the most important one is tests. In my case, I have a folder called hematology, and which is blood and urine. There is a folder called sonography, and the other one CT scan. So in this directory, I usually have folders based on the dates of the test. So if I had a test yesterday, which would be August 19, I simply put it on this folder called 19 August 2018, and I simply drag the files into this folder. And this way you could make sure you have all the important documents. So I recommend creating these directories and put all the necessary information you would want to have a digital copy version of them. And whenever you find out that you don't need the physical document and it is not important, you simply remove it from your life and you have a digital copy here. And one last tip is try not to make too many files in your cloud storage. Try to be as minimal as possible because it will make it harder for you to find the files you have. And if you're using Mac, I will definitely recommend using tagging systems. So you could create a tag for every file regarding your education in this folder, and they will appear in this section. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, I recommend checking out my other videos, and your subscription means a lot to the growth of my channel. So Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.